Speaking of social media and being rich,
Hmm.
so this is a terrible segue.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where are you going with this?
Well, I wanted to talk about I wanted to talk about so recently people have been getting their payments, I guess you could say, from being on
Hmm.
Twitter and these big names,
Oh.
and some people are complaining that they haven't gotten it. Hey, I this has been pending, which I mean, it's kind of weird that some people can probably get their or what is it, their
Monetization.
yeah, their monetization really quick, and others is like, I've been sitting here for a couple months. What's going on? I don't understand
Hmm.
why it's taking so long. And so people have been showing off their, oh, I got $10,000 from Twitter. I was going to say Patreon, $10,000 from Twitter, or like I think it was one of the Krasenstein was like, oh, I got 30,000 or whatever it was. It's like, holy crap, that's crazy. So I wanted to share this article from, I believe it's from the Washington Post. Everybody loves the Washington Post, and it's from our favorite journalist, our favorite sad journalist, Taylor Lorenz.
Hmm.
The title is Far Right Twitter Influencers First on Elon Musk's Monetization Scheme, which is funny because I think Andrew Tate isn't far right. I'm pretty sure he's not. I'm about 82% sure he's not far right.
He's just a manosphere guy.
Yeah. Which,
He's
I
not
mean,
really
the
political.
the manosphere, red pill, and being a gay man, it's like really, really thin line. It's
Yeah.
almost like the same exact thing in a way.
Well, that whole thing is a total non-starter though, because what's far right? Like, because what they say is
The
far right
direction.
is if you're right, basically, if you're Bill Clinton, if you're a Democrat circa 1996, you're far right.
Yeah.
In the current lexicon. So yeah, I usually just tune out when anyone even uses phrases like that because of course, they mean it to be, oh, these are Nazis, these are racists. That's
Right.
what they mean. That's what they mean when they say it without getting sued for defamation or whatever. But if you actually asked anyone to write down, like, define what that term means, they couldn't tell you.
So this article, it says that Twitter announced that it would begin sharing ad revenue with content creators on its platform for the first time, but the offer won't apply to all creators. And I think when the early stages of when he was going to buy it, or when he did buy it, I think he did mention that he would like for people who are like content creators to get some kind of revenue from their tweets. And this is kind of like the first, like, here's the first bunch of it, and then after that, if you want to continue doing this, you want to have your blue check mark, and you get enough impressions or whatever it is, then you'll get paid for it. So Alan, better pick up
Mhm.
your impressions. You're gonna get some. You're gonna get some big moolah in your bank account.
There's probably a 0% chance of doing that because I'm really, really bad when it comes to social media. I'm really
Yeah.
bad at marketing myself. If I were any better, then I would have way more to show than I do now after 6 years of doing the show. But with all that said, I will say I'm not monetized on Twitter, but I did get monetized on YouTube. And you want to know how I did
Nice.
it? I streamed Monday Night Football.
Oh,
Yeah. Were you around for that? I don't remember if you saw that or not. We just streamed a Monday Night Football for a
I
while and then got
think
monetized on YouTube.
I think I probably did like watch it a little bit. What game was it? Do you remember?
Oh, we streamed like half the season.
Oh,
Yeah, we did it multiple times before YouTube was like, "Hey, listen, the NFL says they don't like that." But by then the damage was done. We already had the
boom,
analytics.
nice.
Yeah. So if you're hearing my voice, just do whatever you want. That's the ticket.
So a few of the far right influencers that Miss Lorenz mentions is Ian Miles Chong, Benny Johnson,
Mhm.
and Ashley St. Clair. I mean, uh, is Ian Miles Chong far right? I don't even know.
I don't know. I guess he's an Asian Nazi.
I know what he is though. Is he's a massive Elon Musk fan? At least now. We'll wait what he's like in 3 years. We'll see how that goes because maybe we'll be on to something different.
Well, okay. Aren't I don't even know how to pronounce their name. The
Oh, the
Krasenstein.
Krasensteins, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
they got a ton of money. Are they far right? Like that doesn't make
No.
any sense.
They're far left, actually. So the Krasensteins were like hardcore progressives, and they are one of the people that got
Yes.
paid
Yeah.
among the most for their impressions or whatever. So yeah, I mean the article. I mean, who knows? Like maybe there's a higher percentage of people who are quote on the right that were in the first wave of monetizations. I don't know, but they, of course they're going to paint it as if it's just that's who it is. Twitter is just completely taken over by right-wing extremists, and that's totally not true. Like some of the biggest the people that got some of the biggest payouts on day one were left-wing.
So an account called End Wokeness showed a screenshot where they had gotten over $10,400, and Andrew Tate, he posted that he got paid over $20,000 from Twitter. So does that mean if Twitter is paying Andrew Tate, which of course Lorenz isn't shy to mention that he was in jail for rape and human trafficking charges, and like I don't know how 100% that is or whatever. I'm not going to speculate on that. But if that were true, if all that was true, then does that mean Twitter is now like, are they pro human trafficking now? I don't really like, how does that whole thing work if they're going to pay these people
I think
specifically for just the impressions or whatever
Well,
it
it
is?
just means they don't discriminate. They don't care what you post as long as it gets impressions, which is why somebody had this theory that if they're going to pay people for impressions, now either there's one or two things is going to happen. Either one of my friends posted this on Twitter, but anyway, so either everyone is going to just say like batshit crazy things to get impressions, and then everyone's going to feed into it and fall for all the bait, and then make it like really, viral, but everyone's going to be doing it, or people will start ignoring people who post bait tweets. Like, I don't know, for example, Pearl.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like almost all of her tweets are bait.
Something like that.
But like,
yeah.
if people knew that you're getting paid for that, then maybe they wouldn't engage.
I think, I mean, don't get me wrong. If someone that I genuinely liked that I wanted to support and see do well, just made a few bucks off of Twitter, then more power to them. But what I think is going to wind up happening is that if you do value Twitter as a place where you can go and get valuable information, and there's people I follow on Twitter that's kind of where I find them, like that's where I go to see their headlines and what they're writing or what they're doing or whatever. What I'm afraid is going to happen is people who have been paid for their content are now going to be less likely to say provocative things. Like if you're a meme page that doesn't have your name and likeness on it, if you're in wokeness and you're just that's bait, in my opinion. That's just right-wing rage porn. Those people will keep on doing what they're doing and possibly, as you said, just get more and more extreme for more and more clicks. But if there's, like if Dave DeCamp from Antiwar.com can make a few bucks on Twitter, then that's great. But if there's a chance that him saying or doing something that goes against the narrative means he loses that money, then he may think twice about posting things. And that would make me really sad, because then I'd be like, well, no, wait a minute. You got here, you got to where you are by being, provocative and intelligent. It would be a shame if you didn't post edgy things because you were afraid of losing the money. So I think that there's a little bit of a double-edged sword of suddenly being paid.
Yeah, it is an interesting point, because like I was kind of saying before, was that if all of this is just how many impressions your tweet gets and how much engagement it gets, then yeah, like usually the most or the more provocative or the more thought-provoking or any tweet that just, even some like those tweets that get a lot of engagement, they're just like they're like one sentence. It's like a joke tweet or whatever. It's just,
I feel like those are like that's got to be like some type of thing that's already set up. I don't know, like it doesn't seem real. Like someone will be like, isn't it relatable when you like sit down in a chair, and then I'll get like 20,000
sit in a chair.
Yeah. I see those tweets all the time in my For You page.
Yeah, the 4 year, the 4 year,
Mhm.
The For You thing, why is that the default? I don't understand why that's the default.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is too, is a lot of people are basing a lot of their commentary on just the state of Twitter on Elon Musk. So
Yeah.
if they like Elon Musk and they think he can do no wrong, and which by the way, Elon Musk is a leftist. So all these right wingers who are always just so desperate to have a new hero who's gonna fight the left, he is a leftist. Now, he may not be a hardcore progressive or like a culture warrior type leftist, but he is politically left. But what if he sells Twitter? Like, he's a businessman.
Hmm.
What if they announce tomorrow that he's like, well, my job's done here. I'm going to turn this over to a team, and he's no longer hands-on? Or what if he just flat out says, well, I'm going to sell, we're going to go public again. I know I said we wouldn't, but we are. And oh, by the way, I'm going to sell 51% of my shares to, Disney. All of this goes away the next day. Every single bit of it goes away the next day. So I caution people to not, come together with such like hardcore emotional opinions about just the state of social media, when I mean, if you are happy with the direction Twitter's going, then that's great, but it can go the other way just that fast. I mean, look at that Threads nonsense over there. They started Threads, and it's supposed to be something new and different, and creative and explorative and all that. And it's it's explicitly just basically a hive mind for corporate interest. I mean, they pretty much say that in their FAQ, is come here to hear what major corporations think. So Twitter could totally go there.
Yeah, I feel like Threads could just become another Mastodon or I guess Minds or any other type of alternative to Twitter that.
I don't know. Like, if you're talking about corporate stuff, it makes it sound like it's going to turn to LinkedIn or something.
Oh yeah, LinkedIn. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I just see people I see people that are moving to Threads, and they go, I don't like Twitter anymore. Go follow me over on Threads. How many people who are on Twitter are going to make a Threads account? And they pretty much look almost identical, like the format. It looks like you're on Twitter, except the logo's different.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like it's a spur of the moment type of thing. People are going to move on to Threads, and then a month later, it's like when people were moving to Parler.
Or Getter.
Yeah, or Getter.
Yeah.
That was like the thing for a month. And then after that, nobody talks about those two platforms anymore.
Nope.
Nobody.
Yeah. Well, even like, even competitors to Facebook, like MeWe and Minds and Float, and which Floats, I think MeWe and Minds are technically still around, but no one's on them, and Float's already dead and gone. But I mean, we can all sit here and hate Facebook and hate Mark Zuckerberg, but the fact of the matter is he came up with a good idea. And even though we may not like the direction that it went after a certain period of time, it's absolutely a behemoth. And I mean, and for content people like us, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but for me, it's just, I only have so much time. And, if I remember, we tried like a few weeks where I was like, okay, guys, Facebook sucks. We all agree. So I'm not going to post to Facebook anymore. The show's not going to be on Facebook anymore. And you know what happened? Half the audience didn't watch the show. And then I started getting messages from people saying, hey, did you quit? Did you quit doing the show? From people who said they hate Facebook. Will message me on Facebook to ask me why I quit the show, which I didn't, of course. There was an episode every week. So I mean, you can't fight it, right? Like and at the and I'm not going to post to 21 different platforms. I'm just not going to do it. I'm sorry. I already posted too many. Like, the fact that we're on like Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and Twitch, I think, are like the 4 big ones. Like, that's it. We've tried Odyssey. I want Odyssey to be good. I do, but it's not there. Maybe it will be someday, but it's not there. But I can't, I can't do feeds and spend hours and hours and hours uploading, because, I'm not one of these super successful streamers who wear like these gamers who, when I'm done playing, I just go to bed, and my dude on Fiverr from India just edits all my clips and puts them on the platform. I don't have that. I have to do everything. So no, we're on the platforms we're on, whatever. It is what it is.